Hey guys, welcome to episode 8 of the first season of At the Turn. The title of today's session is called In the Clubhouse. And I thought we would give it that title because it's kind of we've come off the 18th green, we're in the clubhouse, thinking back over the round, thinking about our scores, kind of replaying the holes in our mind. And that's what I want to do with the 7 videos that we've have had up to this point. Incredible guests, incredible messaging in this first season series of At the Turn. So let's do a quick recap, and I'll give you a couple of reminders about step-by-step golf, and then wish you guys a Merry Christmas, and we will be on our way. First of all, episode 1, we started with Blake Gilchrist. He had read through the Bible over an entire year, and Blake's message was a strong message to us of spending time with what matters. He wanted to get to know God. He wanted to get to know the Word, and so he spent time in it. What a great reminder for us. Same is true for golf. You want to play golf, you want to enjoy the golf course, you want to enjoy time with your friends and pals, you get out there and you play golf. You want to do the same thing in your spiritual life, spend time in the Word. Great message, Blake. Episode 2 was called, Are You Too Technical? And we talked about being too technical in golf and how that shuts us down and how that limits us from being the best we can be. The same is true in our spiritual walk as well. We talked about the conversation in John 3 between Jesus and Nicodemus, and Jesus reminded Nicodemus of the importance of knowing who he was and the importance of understanding the relationship and being born again and really just that relationship with Jesus. What a great reminder that is to us. Again, as with all of these episodes, not only in life, but within golf. So that was episode 2, Are You Too Technical? Episode 3 was kind of a follow-up to that, and the title of episode 3 was called The Search. And we talked about the search for a golf ball and the things on the golf course that can distract us from finding the golf ball. The leaves, the tall grass, the hazards, all of those things can get in the way of us finding the golf ball. The same is true in life, we said, especially in 2020 with all the distractions this year. And kind of the moral of that episode was sometimes you just got to pick up and move on. Certainly that's true in golf. And that is probably pretty good advice in some ways for this year of 2020. We encouraged you in that session too, not to just pick up and move on by yourself, but lean on people, lean on our ministry, lean on your friends, lean on your church, lean on the people around you to help you do that. In fact, the messages that have been part of this series really can kind of help you do that. So if you want kind of that real world advice or specific ways in which you can pick up and kind of just move on, look back through this video series. I think you'll find kind of some helpful tips all the way through each of the sessions. So that was episode 3. Episode 4 was called The Caddy Factor. We interviewed Alabama high school golf legend coach Derek Gargis from Muscle Shoals, Alabama. And Derek shared with us the impact of a particular mentor he had in his life and the importance of being mentored and then also mentoring others. And so we called it the Caddy Factor, just as a reminder of how important it is to have that person in our lives along the way. Episode 5, a new friend of mine, Jordan Soper, who lives in my hometown of Beaumont, Texas. The title of that episode was Amen Corner. We recorded it during the week of the Masters, and we were reminded that Jack Nicklaus tells us, Amen Corner is that part of the golf course at Augusta National where you probably need to do a little bit of praying. That second shot, into 11, leading into the tee shot on 12, and then 13, the par 5. Well, that's exactly what Jordan did in his life. After a 10-year period of struggling with drugs and alcohol, Jordan put it down. He prayed out. He reached out. He called out to friends. He leaned on a recovery center there in Southeast Texas that really helped him through that. Jordan shared that message and also how God is using him now in his life. In fact, Jordan held a fellowship golf tour event yesterday in Beaumont, Texas. Just an incredible turnout. I know he's got 7 or 8 more events planned. Way to go, Jordan. That is an incredible way of using your gifts and your talents for the Lord. So thank you for doing that. Episode 6, we called it The Scoring Tent. Our guest for that episode was Nick Robillard, who plays golf here in Birmingham for UAB. And Nick really shared with us, he almost quit the game of golf because of the pressure of having to perform. And when he realized that he could relieve himself of that pressure, that weight of playing golf under the performance pressure, relieving himself of that is what turned his golf game around. And over the past year, Nick has played awesome golf. He's currently ranked the 13th player in the country for college golfers. And he applied that message to life. And thankfully, as we talked about in the video with Nick, we were reminded that God is not a performance-based God. God just wants us. He just wants our surrender. He just wants our relationship with Jesus. And that is a whole different approach than having that pressure of having to perform for God. Nick told us about the pressure of walking into that scoring tent and having to present that scorecard. And thankfully, God is not that way. He just wants us. Episode 7 last week, we interviewed Jennifer Foster. Jennifer had been through a period of time battling breast cancer. She talked about the highs and the lows, and she talked about that during that time, she was reminded to enjoy every day and enjoy every moment. Certainly, that's great advice when we're playing golf, to make sure we're enjoying all of our surroundings and the beauty of the golf course and the fellowship of the people we're playing with. But as Jennifer told us, that message applies to life as well. Don't wish it away. Enjoy the day, enjoy the time. Because we said earlier, especially this year in 2020, where social distancing and all of those factors have been in play, the time in which we can connect with others, even if it's through video or some sort of technology, count those times as blessings and take the time to stop and slow down and enjoy the walk. So that's a look back through those 7 episodes. And I hope you've enjoyed kind of the recap of that. Let me leave you with a couple of reminders about step-by-step golf as we kind of end the year and go into next year. First and foremost, I'm excited to say our first annual newsletter was released yesterday. We call it the Cupdate, kind of a play on words from our tournaments that are all related to the Cup, like Memorial Cup and Legends Cup and Joshua Cup. Speaking of Joshua Cup, we opened registration just a week or so ago, and within the first week, we have almost sold out. So the Joshua Cup has 40 of the Southeast's finest junior golfers. That tournament will be held in February at the RTJ course at Capitol Hill in Pratville, Alabama, and that'll feature the Nationals versus the Americans. The Americans have a 3-year run. They're going for a 4-peat. So we're excited to have that event in February, and it is going to be our largest field yet. We are launching a Birmingham local tour for adult amateur golfers. Be on the lookout for that. Our first event is March 6th. It'll be at Oxmoor Valley here in Birmingham. We are implementing a few rule changes and things like preferred lies and preferred pairings. So if you've got a buddy that you want to make sure you're grouped up with, we'll make sure and accommodate that. We want to provide a competitive golf tournament experience for people that typically don't think about playing in tournaments. So don't be anxious, don't worry. We will make it friendly for you, and you're welcome no matter what your handicap is. Come out and join us. We'll have different divisions. If you don't want to play competitive golf, we have a fellowship division. No awards, no prizes, no pressure, no rules, nothing like that. But for those that do want to compete for prizes, we have that as well. In fact, the season tour champion at the end over all 5 tournaments. You don't have to play in all 5, but you earn points in the ones that you do play in. And the season points champion will be awarded a full scholarship to the Memorial Cup team match play, which is in Myrtle Beach in June. And that scholarship is a value of $1,000. So good prize there on the line for somebody that wins that. It may want to play in the Memorial Cup in June. Just a great opportunity there. We also have numerous sponsorship opportunities. So our reach has really increased this year in terms of the number of people that we're reaching through social media, through our newsletter, like the one we sent out yesterday, and all the different avenues that we have now of connecting with you. We have 4 or 5 sponsorship opportunities going into 2021. T-Box sponsors, newsletter sponsors for next year. We've got a 6-foot by 12-foot trailer that we take to all of our events, and we're going to put a company logo on that trailer. That's an opportunity for some of you guys. Many other opportunities as well. So let us know if a sponsorship opportunity is right for you. And in turn, it's an incredible investment in us and the ministry and the many different ways in which we are spreading the word and investing in your golf game as well. That's it. Hope you've enjoyed this series called At the Turn. Be on the lookout for more of those exciting things coming up in 2021. And until then, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.